Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. News in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will to be edifying. Just really like an exhortation. To just really, know what you're a part of, man. Know what you're a part of. And I say that because there's been, this thing has been, the Lord is really rattling the ship. Okay, he's just rattling the body to the point that you have a lot of information coming out on individuals in this thing. And I'm not giving any names because this video is not about calling out those particular individuals, but just in general, things that's going on around the body of Israel. Okay, and the men that's calling on the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. There's been a lot going on, man. From disorderly camps to disorderly so-called brothers or men that was once called brothers, to the point, that they're getting a bad rap in Israel from every brother that's encountered them. That's heaping disciples to themselves, to camps that's affiliates of Great Millstone, but yet, there's no order there, no structure, no discipline, no vetting process, man. No, it's another word I'm looking for, vetting. Okay, no screening process, no nothing, man. Okay, and as I'm learning for my short time in this truth, man, I'm learning that I really don't know shit. Okay, I really don't have a inkling as to how fully the dynamics of this body really works, man. And that's very humbling, man, because, brothers could have 10, 15 years in this thing and we're still learning. Okay, I was just kind of scrolling through the messages because, part of the group chat, with the brothers and stuff like that, man. And, you learn a lot of things among the body. You see things, you hear testimonies, you see things go left, and it's just like, wow. So you brothers out there, man, you really have to count the cost as to what you're really about. Or as this thing, Salak, you have to count the cost to knowing what this thing is really about, man. Okay? And when the scriptures tell you in the Epilute of Sirach, how through rigorous labor to translate out of the tongues of Hebrew into different languages in order to get us back to the true understanding, just being in the truth alone is very laborious, man. Okay, at times you feel like you're going crazy. At times, man, if you don't step away from things, and I'm not saying walk away from the truth, but you have to give yourself some downtime. Like sometimes you got to go without looking at the phone, because if I was to spend all day, like we spend about 90% of our days on our phones, whether it's watching videos, doing videos, reading messages, researching, in the group chats and stuff like that, and you're overloading yourself with this information, it can become stressful on the body to the point you have to step away from it. It's to the point I didn't literally got sick in the body just trying to put everything in my mind, because now, okay, we're very competitive through the spirit by nature. So it's like, okay, this brother, he put that show out. You want to keep up with this lesson. You want to keep up with that show. You want to research this. That brother did an edifying lesson. You want to add and contribute to what he's done to fully edify the body, man. And then on top of that, knowing how offices work, knowing how to vet people, knowing the camp dynamics, knowing the tests. It's just like, it's a whole lot, man. It's like, holy shit. Okay, and a lot of you brothers, man, you younger men, I say it that way. A lot of you younger men, not necessarily affiliated with GMS as far as title is concerned, but you prescribe to the doctrine. A lot of you young men, man, you don't really understand what you're a part of, man. Okay, this is more than just going out yelling Bible scriptures and calling a white man the devil, you know what I'm saying, and putting on a garment with fringes and borders of blue. It's deeper than that. This is a real business. This is a fucking dynamic, man. Okay, you have to know how the body operates. You have to know what part you are. You have to know what part you contribute to. You have to know what part you don't contribute to. You have to be on point with the studies. It's a lot. Okay, and it's just the fact that a lot of heads of camps, a lot of people think, oh, well, you're a head of a camp. That comes with privileges. It comes with this, and it's how can I say? It comes with this entitlement, but often it comes with this headaches because your camp had to be on point. You know what I'm saying? You only is your camp is only as good as the leader, for real. You know what I'm saying? So when you have other camps that's operating outside of the GMS name, that's in particular states, these men got to report in to you. You have to have counsel with those men. You have to make sure they on point. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure they're not teaching false doctrine. You have to make sure that they're doing what they say they got to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, like in bigger cities, like for instance, you may have Chicago, GMS Chicago, which is like 10 different camps. That you may have another affiliate camp that does not necessarily go by Great Millstone, but they have the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? They have to check in with you and they have to make sure that it's all good to get the go ahead to push the apostles' doctrine and to make sure they on point. But of course, you're going to have disorderly men among these groups because for the simple fact that, well, they look at it like, well, we don't have anybody to really report to. We can do our own thing. And I'm going to tell you a reason why a lot of these guys don't want to become part of Great Millstone is because they don't want the responsibility and they don't want a head over them. But see, whether you in GMS or not, you still have a head over you, especially if you're giving double honors, especially if you prescribe to the doctrine. You're going to be scrutinized, man. Okay, like out here in Kansas City, for example. Well, you had a couple of brothers that branched off from us. And they was out there for a while, but they're not out there speaking anymore. One brother went to a different group. He went to a different group, and I believe he's out there dealing with them. So it doesn't really apply to him. But regardless of it, the other two brothers, or the other brother, necessarily didn't really keep in contact with us because, you know, they was off from us. We had our differences, and then they went their way. We did our own thing. And, you know, they kept doing their thing, but they're not out there. But then you have another young brother that's out here teaching the word. And he comes up from the camp from time to time, you know what I'm saying? And he's prescribes to the doctrine. But even then, among that situation, you know what I'm saying? We have to make sure that the brother's on point. If he's going off, I have to tell him about it. Hey, brother, be more diligent, do X, Y, and Z. It's a body effort. So it's a lot to consider when you're coming into the truth, man. It ain't just about yelling the scriptures. Okay, you're learning how a body operates. You're learning how a body moves. You're learning how the body walks, how it talks, how it moves, how it turns around, how it talks. You're learning these things, man. And I'm starting to realize, like, well, damn, it's really more to it than what you thought it will be. Okay, because you did have different offices of administration. Okay, you have leadership, you have bishops, you have elders, you have leaders, you have teachers, you have all types of different offices in this thing, and everything comes with this headaches, man. Okay, but just to say that you younger men in this, you have to really consider what you're part of. Okay, because if you're not operating in a proper light and you're slothful or you're in some type of turmoil, you're going to put too much strain on the body. Okay, and especially brothers that's actually doing what they're supposed to do. I'm going to have to come around and look at your ass and tell you, hey, man, you need to do more, or you got to be on point, or you need to check it. Nobody want to fucking have to tell you that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But you always got a group of knuckleheads in this thing that don't seem to want to do the shit right way. They want to kind of do their own thing. They want to be rebellious. They want to go against the grain. When just flow with the fucking river, man. You know what I'm realizing too? It's a lot of female energy coming from a lot of Israelites, man. Okay, we seen that over last week with this whole Palestinian thing, man. It's a lot of niggas in this thing that got fucking female energy. Well, I want to be the head. I want to do the... You got two men trying to be in a damn driver's seat. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, because they don't really respect this guy because he didn't really put down order and establish authority in the camp. Now, other men are looking at him like, man, this guy's weak. I ain't got to listen to this nigga. I saw him crying over his baby mama 2 days ago. I ain't got to respect no nigga like that. See, this shit is sloppy, man. And I see why Yahweh Shai has to come back and put this thing in order. Okay, Israel is a goddamn madhouse right now, man. Okay, you got a nigga sifting all out around the world. 1 minute he's in London. Next minute he's in fucking Morocco. Next minute he's in Asia. You know, he's probably going through portals or some shit. That's a little joke, man. But regardless of that, it's a goddamn madhouse right now, man. And it's like, wow. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot to deal with, man. All right, and people don't realize how hard and how fucking dynamic this truth really is. It's not a joke. It's not easy. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, we got to do the best we can with what we got. And we have to work together in this thing, man. Okay, but this is the book of Luke 14. And I'm going to start at verses. Let's start at verses 27. It says, and whosoever do not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. This is part of bearing your cross. Okay, the truth is not always fun. It's not always glitz and glamour. Okay, you're gonna have more downs and ups in this thing because it's so much as a constant work effort on top of your everyday lifestyle that you have to maintain. Okay, outside of paying your bills, take care of your kids, take care of your wife. You know, it's a lot to it, man. You know, and overly giving your time to the body, classes. It's a whole lot, man. And if you're not mentally strong, you will falter in this thing. Okay, because this truth is literally like a pressure weight. You know, this is why it's good to stay in tune with the body to kind of know how the parts are moving. You know, get involved and, you know, see where brothers are slacking. So therefore you can come in and pick up the slack and kind of help that brother in his position to do things so it can roll smoothly, bro. Because I don't think none of us knew how to do this. We all learned through experience, man, trial by error. Okay, certain men had the luxury and the honor to be around the apostles a little bit more often, but men, you know, from smaller camps didn't necessarily come up that way, so to speak, you know. But we have access to the apostleship and to the leaders and things like that to kind of know how it's done according to the scriptures. But it's a whole lot, man, you know, and a lot of us, we're just trying to do the best we can with what we got. But it says, for which of you attended to build a tower, sitting not down first? Intending to build a tower, sit it not down first and count up the cost. Would he have sufficient to finish it, man? So that's a heavy point because, like I said, a lot of men, they come in this thing off a glamour perspective or off a coat of mentality. Oh, I like the way that brother speak and bring it out, and I like the way his hand movements, and I like the way his scarf is tied. So therefore, I want to go out there and I want to be that brother, not fully understanding what this truth is about, man. Okay, that's just like saying I want to build a house, but yeah, you only got $500 in the bank. How the hell you gonna build a house for $500 but you start building it? Most you got with some concrete, couple of yards of lumber, and some sheet metal, and you sitting outside looking like a dumbass because you didn't count the cost, man. You didn't realize that it was gonna take you about 500 bands to build up this fortress. But now you stuck, don't know what to do, don't know how to go get the money. You know what I'm saying? And you working backwards to try to build something that you never set down, man. And a lot of guys have not counted the cost, you know. And then a lot of guys too, they learn trial through error. Okay, like for example, in my case, I learned trial through error, man. You know, came out in Kansas City at a very young age. I was very young in the faith, man. You know, didn't really understand how the offices worked outside of what I've seen in Chicago for the short time I was there. You know what I'm saying? Watching the apostles and studying the scriptures and just taking heed to example. And the Lord has blessed me enough to allow myself to pick up on how certain things work. Not all things, because I didn't understand how all things work. It took me a while to get some things and to understand it. And I'm still learning and understanding how certain things work. Okay, because if you don't know, then you just don't know. You just do it until somebody say, nah, that ain't how you do it. You know, but you have those situations. But a lot of men, they come in this thing and they put on a garment and they're not even thinking about the hell that's going to come with it. And then a couple of years later, they fall out, they get disenchanted, they get disgruntled, you know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, they become enemies into the body. You know, and this is why you have all this madness coming out about how men are moving in this thing, okay? But it says here, lest happily, after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, it says, all that behold it begin to mock him, man. And this is why a lot of guys get casted out, they get outed, as a term we use. Because some guys just need to be outed, man. Some men, you know, they have to be brought up on what they've done, the offenses, you know, because a lot of times they didn't count the cost. And then there's nothing worse than dealing with a knucklehead, man, okay, that supposed to do what they got to do, but at the end of the day, they're not really following the protocol. It's like, why, bro? Why do you make it hard on yourself? Why do you feel like you need to take head of the ship? Just go out there, teach the word, make sure your men know what they know, and keep them in order and make it run smoothly. But you got men imposing their own will on brothers. You got men telling bro, well, you got to do this, you need to do that, you got to pay me. You know, just a bunch of bullshit, man. You know, shaking brothers down. It's just madness, man. I'm the top dude, I'm the head dude. And then find out you got a whole camp of brothers that don't really fuck with each other, man. It's divided. Okay, the head guy don't like the young guy. The second in command don't like the head guy. And it's just like, what the hell is really going on here, man? Okay, so it's really an inherited mess that needs to be cleaned up. But the Lord is going to clean up because, hey, he's going to start just moving these guys out the way, man. And it's getting scary in Israel because we're seeing how the Lord is really turning the minds of these men that we once thought were men in the Lord. Okay, it's scary. And as this thing progresses, like it tells you in Luke 8:17, nothing that is hid should be, nothing that is hid should, roughly paraphrasing, Luke 8:17 goes, everything that is hid should be brought to the light, roughly paraphrasing it. Man, the Lord is getting ready to pull skeletons out of closets, man. You know, he's getting ready to expose and do away with men. You know, find out that men took the bag. You know, men were secretly cops, agents. You know, men were secretly doing this and that. Men lying about their identities. A lot of this shit is getting ready to come out, man. And we just got to hope and pray like hell that the Lord have mercy on us. Because each and every last brother in this thing, yeah, we've all done foul. We've all said things. We've all, you know what I'm saying? We're men in the flesh. Of course, somebody can say, oh, well, I remember when you said such and such, when you thought such and such. I remember when you said you cursed out the fucking, you know, just some dumb, petty nonsense like that. But overall, man, men that's walking unorderly or disorderly, should I say, that's a bad predicament to be in, man. Especially when a whole entire body has offenses on you. That's scary. And the fact you still don't see it, you know, and that's just an example I'm using because of all the information that's coming out. But see, a lot of this comes from men not counting the cost, man. You know, and then you got younger men. They see that example and they follow it because they have what they call a cult of personality. They see what they do and they mimic it. Jake is parrots, man. You know what I'm saying? Jake is parrots. They see things, they like it, and they want to behave that because Jake doesn't have their real sense of identity for real. Okay, Jake suffers from a highly level or a high esteem level of amnesia, man. Okay, Jake does not really fully understand self or what it's like to be unique among themselves, man. Because they see something and they want to, they want to mimic it, man. You know, like a prime example, it was this guy named Yaradon. He was the head of the GMS Atlanta camp. Okay, I mean, dude was cold with the scripts. Yaradon would make you look he would make you feel low bringing out them precepts on you, bro. Dude had the Bible memorized back and forth, but he was a nigga. Okay, and he may have been in one of those wicked kings in the ancient world, man. He may have been Rehoboam or some shit. I don't know, but regardless of that, man, he was charismatic, you know what I'm saying? He looked the part, you know, people wanted to be like him. I remember brothers just watched him just because how he cut niggas up, just so they can get an entertainment out of it. But all that came to naught because where is he at now? You know, where is he at now? Out of all the knowledge that the Lord has blessed that man with, you know what I'm saying, all the talent that he had, you would think that he would have come to his senses and went out there and did his own thing. And I guarantee you, if he was in his right mind, I'm guarantee you Yaradon would have had 15, 20 brothers following him. Just imagine how powerful a man can be if they use that energy for the right cause, how powerful they can be, man. But yet, hey, the Lord wasn't dealing with him, you know? And it's a scary thing being ahead of the camp because you know who the Lord makes the example out of? He makes the example out of your fucking ass, man, because, hey, you're over the Lord's church. You were to look out for the flock. The scriptures say, no, the state of thy flock, man. So oftentimes, the head of the camp, they get the example made out of, don't be like this guy. Okay, because the scriptures say he that is the greatest among you should be the servant, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, if you're the greatest among your people, you got the biggest responsibility. Oftentimes, people want to be a camp leader because it comes with all this praise and all this other bullshit that Jake throw on the camp heads. But then when you come crashing down, everybody is looking at you, and that's very humiliating, man. Being casted down in front of the congregation, especially when you was a highly esteemed brother, man. That'll make you want to go fucking commit suicide, man. That's why I pray to the Lord to never put a evil spirit on brothers like that, including myself, man. Trying to stay humble, you know, trying to stay under the, you know, just doing what we got to do, man. You know, asking the Lord to not give you too much that you can't handle because, man, the Lord will give you, he'll throw the bag at you. Here, like, go spend the money, and then you spend the money on some wickedness, and then everybody's getting ready to out your ass. You know, because it's one thing, power. Men, they love power, man. And they harness the power and they abuse it to the point that when it hits the ego, they're through. They can't deal with it, you know, and that's a scary thing. But it says, less happily after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Right. Basically, they gonna mock you while you fell out the truth. You know, example, we had some guys, ITR, Nazariah and them, you know, very liked individual. Everybody liked them. Everybody looked up to them. You know, they seemed to be the cool cats. You know, it was always fresh and shit. You know, all that bullshit, man. And yet, where are they now? You know, they still think they in truth doing fucking Yahoo sermons and shit, man. You know, but it says, saying this man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king going to war? Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulted whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000? Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an embassage and desire conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaken not all he have, he cannot be my disciple. Okay, so that's the point, man. This thing comes with a heavy sacrifice, and it's a lot to it. Okay, this is a very, very stressful ordeal. And this is our heritage. It's not just a thing you're part of. This is your life. This is your heritage. This is really your career. Okay, you gotta flip flop with the world. Your world that you live in is just really like a Clark Kent shit. That's secondary. This is your real career. This is your real life. This is your real service. You know, the duties of men, man. The offices of the administration. Okay. Let's go from here to the book of Romans 12, and I'm gonna start at verses 12. Let's start at verses 4. It says, "For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office." Okay, it's different offices in this thing. As I mentioned, you have the elders, or you have the apostles, you have the elders, bishops, you know, camp heads, you know, the captains, the leaders, officers, however you want to put it. You know what I'm saying? All these men have particular responsibilities over men that's under them. You know, bigger camps, 50, 60, 70 man camp, you know, you may have a officer that may be over 5 brothers. Then you may have a bishop that's over pretty much half the camp. Then you got the leader that's over the bishop, you know, and he oversees everything. It's a structured dynamic. But in order for everything to be operating properly, the top has to communicate with his officers and the bottom has to communicate with the top. So therefore we can have an understanding, because it's physically impossible for one man to oversee every fucking thing that goes on. You know what I'm saying? Like, prime example, Moses, right? His father-in-law, what was Jethro? And basically Moses was exhausting himself day and night trying to hit every matter that Israel had. And if you know Jake, like we know Jake is problemless, man. Okay, Jake would never not have a problem. Jake come to you for the dumb shit. Oh, I got a splint spin in my pinky toe. Oh man, he kicked me. Oh man, my paper ain't photo. My car didn't start. Man, I can't get into my crib. Man, my Xbox controller don't come on. All the PS don't have 5 on it. You know, niggas will come to you for some bull. I can't put the cover on right. Jake come to you with some bullshit. It's like, why are you talking to me about this, bro? And Moses, to the point he was going to destroy himself. And Jethro said, look, dude, you going off, man. He said, look, this is what you need to do. He said, look, this is what you need to do. You need to set up leaders, captains of every tribe, right? Set up 50 men here, set up 100 men here, set up 15 men here. You let them deal with the small matters and the things that's a heavy matter. Things like adultery, things like murder, things like, you know what I'm saying, administrative purposes. You oversee that and then you judge that. Okay, you deal with the big shit, man. Okay, like among the elders and the apostles at the top. Let's just say if Bishop Sakaran has an ordeal or an issue, they gonna deal with that up there. They ain't got nothing to do with us. Okay, we ain't gonna go to, hey, Bishop Sakaran, you know, I gotta tell you, you went off. Elder, nah, that ain't my job. That's completely above my pay grade. The top deals with that. That's one less issue we have. You know what I'm saying? They deal with their own thing. But when shit comes, hit the fan, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, they oversee everything. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a heavy spirit, and it takes a spirit of diligence and patience for the Most High to put that on you, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not an easy thing, man. Okay, but it says, so we being many are one body in Yahushua, and every member of another, having then different gifts according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the portion of faith, or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that be teaching or teaching, or he that exhorted on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity, right, man? Make it as simple as possible, man. Jake tend to overly complicate shit. Like, seriously, it take one guy to just throw up the whole goddamn camp. We've seen it time and time again. One knucklehead will totally throw off the whole dynamic brothers are having. Make everything just run out of order. All because he want to do too much or say too much or be out of order and jumping here and there. Bro, sit your ass down somewhere, man. Like, seriously. Like, Jake just don't have no fucking chill, man. And I'm seeing that a lot as I'm coming up in this. I'm seeing it a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Amongst Israel, just among different groups, among our group, Jake have no motherfucking chill. Me personally, I wouldn't want to be called to counsel every fucking week. That shit get annoying. Instead of point, it's like, all right, man, this ain't working. Like, either I'm a problem or y'all a problem, or, you know, something need to get, let's separate. I'm trying to be called in somebody's goddamn off. That's like you going to work, man, and you always in the office, bro. It's to the point, it's like, if I gotta see this man more than 3 times in a month, it's time for me to move on, man. This shit ain't working. And a lot of you Jakes, man, you need to be mature enough to say, look, this just ain't for you. Okay, go back in the world. Go do something. Go start your own thing. Go be a fucking battle rapper or something, man. A lot of you are trying to fit part of something that has no dealing with you. Just be mature and just leave, man. Make it better on yourself and the whole body, man. At least that's one of the noble things you can do. Instead of sitting up here sucking up air. You know what I'm saying? Putin in space, man. Just go, man. Shit. It's a lot of bug outs out here, man. Go join them. You know? You got a camp of 10 brothers that ain't got GMS on their name and they want to give men problems, man. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you dudes, man? Just fucking follow the order. You know? Well, I ain't got GMS on my name, so y'all can't tell me nothing. Oh, bye, shit. Go, do something. Well, we ain't look. Okay, fine. Shit, that's one less nigga we got to deal with. Do your own goddamn thing and watch the Most High railroad that whole goddamn group, man. You know, it's one less headache. And me personally, I have a short fuse for stupidity, man. Like, me personally, I'm not dealing with dumb shit too much. It's either you got, look, I give you enough rope to hang yourself. Because if I got to come down on your head, you ain't going to like me very much. You know what I'm saying? And trust me, if I got to get at your ass, you ain't going to like what I have to say. You know what I'm saying? Ask people that know me fucking personally. Oh, man, don't piss him off because he's going to tell you how he feel about you. It ain't going to be nice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like I'm just some great man. No. Shit, I'm flawed like most, probably more. just being honest, but just the point. Just make it easier, man. All right? But it says, or ministering, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth teaching, or he that exhorted on exhortation, that he give it, let him do it with simplicity. It says, and he that ruleth with diligence, and he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness, man. Okay, let love be without dissimulation, and abhor that which is evil and cleave to that which is good. So it's a filtering process at the end of the day. Okay, I'm not going to read all this because this is a very long example, but this goes into the gifts of the body, man. Okay, and understanding how things work. But when you have things of this particular train that's out of order, it's going to derail things. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, if you have a bad tire on the car, it's going to cause the car to be out of balance. It's going to run. It's going to burn a lot of fuel. Okay, the car is not going to get the proper mileage. It's going to be a headache. So what you have to do, you have to replace the tires because the tire is not in compliance with the body. Okay, so Corinthians 12 and 12, 1 Corinthians 12 and 12, it says, for as one body is one, for as the body is one, have many members, and all members that one body, being many, are one body, also as Yahweh Shai. It says, for by one Spirit we are all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews and Gentiles, which the Gentiles are Israelites. Okay. I want to do a lesson on that too. I want to correct a statement I made at the camp Saturday dealing with this peon ass Christian. It was a slight error when I went into the virgin birth being based on Isis and Horus. I said Horus and Osiris. I believe they were lovers, but it was Isis, which is Horus, which Isis was the mother of Horus, I believe. And it was through like some type of immaculate means, which is basically where they adopt the virgin birth from. Okay, I kind of said it backwards, but you know, just trying to perfect what we say. Sometimes there's no room for slip ups, but regardless of it, it says, Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free, or have all been made to drink into one spirit. It says, for the body is not one member, but many. Okay, it's many. Okay, the brain controls several different functions of the body, but if the brain is not operating properly, then you're gonna have a paraplegic on your hand, man. You know, because the signals are not getting to the signals that's being a signal from the brain down the spinal cord to hit certain parts of the body is not connecting with it. So therefore you have a problem, you know, and ultimately once the body dies or the brain dies, the whole body dies. It says, if the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is that therefore not of the body? And if the ears say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the whole body were an eye, well, we were the hearing. It says, and if the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? Okay, so everybody can't be the eyes. Everybody can't be the ears. Everybody can't be the toes. Everybody can't be the head. Because if we had 1,000 eyes, then it's just not going to work out that way. That's out of order. Okay, you have too many brains or too many heads, then everybody's going to be trying to head over each other. And before you know it, you're going to crash. Okay, just like my left eye, it ain't complaining that it ain't my right eye. It's like, okay, well, I'm in the left eye, I'm the right eye. We going to work together so we can give you a sight. My top lip and my bottom lip, hey, they in compliance with each other. The big lip, the bottom lip ain't trying to be the top lip. It's just like, look, man, we in unison, so that way you can move your mouth and formulate your speeches properly. The tongue is not trying to be the teeth. Okay, the teeth is not trying to be the gums, but yet the teeth needs the gums in order to remain intact so you can chew your food. So it works together, man. The Lord is cold with these, and the Lord is dope with this body analogy, man, you know, as he's breaking it down here. And it says here, if the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? And if the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now I have the Most High set the members, every one of them in the body as it had pleased him. Okay, so everybody has their position because this is what the Lord pleases. This is what the Most High has set you up to do. So the Most High sets you up to be a second in command or officer, or you know, be the least brother in the camp or the head brother in the camp, is because the Most High is pleased to put you there. Okay, all the time we get in these rants about why the hell am I in this position? I don't even know half of how this shit really worked. That was my biggest thing for a long time, but you know, I was just like, the Lord, like, he got you here for a reason, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about what you're making it. It's not about just being this immaculate dude. In fact, being a leader proves imperfection. He said, I put you in this position because just to show you how imperfect you are and that I can use you to do the job. I'm like, well, this is a hell of a fucking job, but you know, the Lord, hey, he does what he does. I just pray that he keeps us in, you know, he keeps us among the body, man. One thing a very important brother, elder brother told me, man, he told me something, man. He was like, yeah, man, I had to kind of step back. And I said, man, that's got to be heavy. He said, but you know what, brother, as long as I'm able to serve, he said, I don't give a shit. He said, as long as I'm able to serve, that's all that matters. He said, I don't care about no title. That right, I learned so much from that. Because I'm seeing when guys get outed from their positions, they bug the fuck out, man. They feel like they lose that influence. They feel like they lose that respect. And really it's a self thing. You know, they really are too full of themselves, man. You know. And he told me, he said, as long as I'm able to serve, that's all that matters, because every position in the body, you're serving. You know, you have different levels of servants, but, you know, it's a service, Slakia. But it says, and if all were one member, what were the body? But now there are many members, but yet one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again of the head to the feet, I have no need of you. Nay, much more those members of the body, which seem to be more feeble, are necessary. And those members of the body, which ye think to be less honorable, upon these we bestow more abundant honor, and upon our uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness, man. Okay, because hey, even though people don't, they look down on the feet and the hands, hey, them toes is what keep you on your feet. You know, they had this thing about chicken. You have what they call the dark meat and a light meat. Like chicken, like the breasts and the wings are considered the white meat, which is a quote unquote the most healthiest parts of the body, right? Allegedly, right? Everybody wanted to go for the white meat, the chicken breasts and the wings, okay? But when you got the thighs, the legs, and stuff like that, those are considered dark meat, and they obtain the most oil and fats because they need to be lubricated in order for the bird to do what it has to do. But oftentimes when you eat a thigh versus a breast, the thigh is more juicier. They call it dark meat, you know. You're like, why is it called dark meat? Well, because it runs the bird, it works more in unison with the body. You know what I'm saying? But that's where you get all the juices and the fats and the good from. Versus the breast, I mean, you get lean, nice meat, but a lot of times you ever had a chicken breast, it's dry as hell, man. you know. But nonetheless, this is the analogy that the Lord is using. But anyway, man, Salakia for the long ordeal. But I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom. Lord's will you edify. Shalom.